We're catching up with Dan here in the Scottish booth at GDC to learn more about 5-star wrestling. And I suppose this is something of a game that came about to solve a problem that you saw in modern wrestling games.
I've just been a wrestling fan all my life. I always wanted to work on the games. This came about because I'm from the UK, and the only company in the world making wrestling games at the time was in the US. I would have loved to have moved out there, but for whatever reason that couldn't work out. So I said, right, well, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to set this company up to build this game, and here we are. There's obviously stuff in there that we've always wanted to see in wrestling games. Little things that we've got, like the limb damage system, the finisher reversal system, all these kind of things that WWE games have never really achieved that we wanted to go after and we wanted to get. And that's because wrestling fans love that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're about.
And I guess it's, you know, in a lot of sports games it's about being realistic and sort of having the sports come to life. In this case it's about having that drama come to life a little bit more, like having to see those reversals, see those sort of changes of fortunes in the ring, and not just sort of have it feel like a game where you're chipping off each other's health bars.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted to create moments in the match where players would be, at high points and at low points where they've been taking a beating and they start making the comeback, and then they've got a guy that's against them that's really big and strong, and they've worked out how to take that guy down and how to attack him, because that's what wrestling's all about. It's about strategy. And like if you go back and watch some classic matches like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, you'll see that Shawn Michaels is constantly working The Undertaker's leg, and he's breaking his leg down. That's because halfway through the match The Undertaker will go for a choke slam and he can't get the choke slam because his knee's broken, or he'll get hit but he'll fall over afterwards and he'll be down, and they're too tired to get up. And we wanted to recreate that in the wrestling game. It's never really been achieved before the way that we've pulled it off, I think, or at least what we was trying to do. So it's the main reason that we wanted to build that is because that's wrestling, and we wanted a wrestling game. It's not necessarily about all the storylines outside of the ring, it's about the storylines inside of the ring.
Can you tell us a little bit how you went about creating the characters? Because they are sort of like they take a little bit of license from some of the wrestlers you may know.
That's shocking. No, our company is called Serious Parody. We would love to work with the WWE guys. We'd love to work with any wrestling organization. We're big fans of wrestling, but obviously that's not possible. But there are other ways of working with the kind of characters that we wanted. So we created guys that are like Ragnarok the Conqueror, who is in no way related to Brock Lesnar at all. Brock doesn't sponsor the game or anything like that. It's none of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, players know who they're going to get when they pick these kind of characters up. And that's because we wanted players to feel like they could see, you know, in the WWE games, them games look beautiful, the graphics are amazing, and you look like you're Brock Lesnar in that game. In our game, you play like you're Ragnarok, I guess. And that's where we was going. It was more about creating how the guys play, how they would play in the game. So yeah, that's our approach.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit where you're at and what the journey with this game has been like?
We've been doing this now. We set the company up to build this game. This was 4 years ago. We built Wrestling Manager up while we on the iPhone originally, just while we was building a team capable of doing this. And the game has taken 3 years to build. It's been 3 long years. We thought it was going to be a lot quicker. It sounds simple. Make 2 guys in a ring, get together and do moves. We've got more moves than any other wrestling game ever, and it's trying to do it from so many different positions and so many intricate reversals and stuff like that. It became more complex, and the more complex it got, the more of a challenge it became. And 3 years it's taken us to do, but we finally got it. It's ready.
And it's coming out on PlayStation 3?
Yep, PlayStation 3 sometime in the next few weeks, hopefully. We're trying to get out around WrestleMania time.
All right. And any plans for other platforms?
So we would love to support these other platforms, but we're a very small team. There's only 20 guys that have worked on the game. in order to try and keep focus on the actual gameplay itself rather than worrying about can the game work on this platform or that platform. We've stayed specifically to PlayStation 3. If the fans get behind it and they really do, support us with this, then sure, down the line maybe we can get it up. But that would take more time and a lot of effort to try and get that done for such a small company. So
maybe a sequel then.
Maybe one day. We're trying to position ourselves, and I reckon this the wrestling fans get it when we say this. We want to be the pro evolution of professional wrestling games. That's how we see ourselves, compared to FIFA and Pro Evo. There's only the WWE out there right now. There's a couple of other little indie games like Dave Horn's, and guys like that are doing really well, good stuff. But we're trying to take it to that next level. We really want to drive it home that we are the pro evolution of professional wrestling games.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.